After being away on a business trip for a year, the father finally returns home. He immediately takes out a mysterious metal box and tells his son to put his hand inside. Although the boy doesn't understand why, he obediently does as he's told. The next second, a mechanical bracelet locks tightly onto his wrist. With a serious expression, the father tells him that the bracelet will stay on him forever, and one day in the future, it will serve an important purpose. After saying this, the father turns and leaves, never coming home again. In the blink of an eye, time jumps to the year 2067. The boy, Ethan, has grown into an adult. He has even married a young and beautiful wife. But the state of Earth is far from ideal. Severe industrial pollution has triggered a devastating heat wave not long after his father disappeared. All plants and animals are wiped out. Even the oceans vanish. In the end, the global population drops to less than 100 million. The few survivors must rely on synthetic oxygen to stay alive. But this artificial oxygen is highly harmful. Prolonged use can easily cause lung failure. Unfortunately, Ethan's wife becomes one of the victims. To pay for her treatment, Ethan works day and night without rest. But no matter how hard he tries, he still can't afford the overwhelming medical bills. Just as he falls into despair, the world's largest oxygen synthesis company suddenly reaches out to him. They say their CEO wants to meet him. Facing an invitation from the most powerful corporation in the world, Ethan goes without hesitation. The CEO greets him warmly. She explains that tens of thousands of people are dying from lung failure every day. If this continues, human civilization will soon collapse. But Ethan might be the key to saving it. Before he can fully understand, she takes him to a secret laboratory. There, he learns the company has successfully built a time machine. But before they could test it, they received a message from 400 years in the future. The message specifically names Ethan and urges him to travel there immediately. However, it doesn't explain why. Faced with such an unbelievable situation, Ethan refuses on the spot. But the CEO offers him a deal. If he agrees, they will treat his wife for free and pay him $10 million. Thinking of his bedridden wife, Ethan finally decides to take the risk. Even if he dies, at least she will survive. Soon, scientists suit him up in a spacesuit and give him a highly advanced smartphone. This device can scan everything within miles, and even send messages across 400 years. Once everything is ready, Ethan steps into the time machine. As the countdown reaches 0, he is thrown into a chaotic time vortex. After a violent spin, he arrives 400 years in the future. When he opens his eyes, he realizes his suit has caught fire from the friction during the fall. Panicked, he quickly takes it off. But before he can recover, his oxygen tank explodes from the heat. Ethan blacks out again. 2.5 hours later, he finally regains consciousness. To his surprise, the Earth 400 years later is full of life. This means the planet has regained its ability to produce oxygen naturally. But something feels wrong. After scanning the surrounding area, he finds no signs of human life at all. To confirm his suspicion, he heads toward the coordinates sent from the future. As expected, the place is long abandoned. When he approaches, he finds a weathered skeleton on the ground. A bullet hole in the skull suggests the person was shot. But then, something shocking happens. The skeleton has an ID tag with Ethan's exact name, and on its wrist is the same mechanical bracelet he wears. The only difference is that their indicator lights are different colors. One red, one green. He also notices the phone on the body has the same markings as the one he was given before traveling. Determined to understand the truth, Ethan checks the device.
Replay last recording.
Maybe it's better this way. No one's suffering anymore.
Power failure.
Shutting down.
Instantly, panic sets in. It's clear that the skeleton is his own. To gather more information, Ethan uses his oxygen synthesizer to build a simple charger. Hungry, he picks some wild fruit from a tree to fill his stomach. But after just one bite, he feels violently sick. His blood pressure drops rapidly. The fruit is highly toxic. Just as he's on the brink of death, a streak of light suddenly falls from the sky. A figure rushes straight toward him and injects something into his heart. When Ethan regains consciousness, he realizes it's his best friend, Jack. It turns out the smart assistant sent a message 400 years into the past, warning that Ethan was about to die from poisoning. That's why Jack arrived with an antidote to save him. The next day, Ethan brings Jack back to the warehouse. As they search for a way inside, a machine suddenly emerges from the bushes and scans Ethan's eye. Moments later, the warehouse doors slowly open. As they step inside, the indicator on Ethan's mechanical bracelet lights up and turns green. At the same time, blood begins to flow from his wrist, and the facility's power suddenly comes back online. Then, a projection of Ethan's father appears. His father explains that the time machine was built 400 years ago to help humanity find a solution to the oxygen crisis. But before he can finish speaking, the projection malfunctions and shuts down. At the same time, the time machine begins charging. In 5 hours, it will be fully powered and send them back 400 years into the past. While waiting, they decide to explore the future world. Maybe they can find a way to solve the oxygen crisis. Following the smart assistant's guidance, they arrive at the city they once lived in. But to their shock, it has become nothing but ruins. With a heavy heart, Ethan returns to his home from 400 years ago. There, he sees a skeleton on the ground clutching a metal flower. That flower is the token of love he once gave his wife. Ethan breaks down instantly, because this means no matter what they do now, they can't save humanity in the past. Jack tries to comfort him.
Maybe it's better this way. No one's suffering anymore.
But instead, Ethan suddenly feels a chill run down his spine. He picks up the skeleton's smart device and plays the final recording.
Maybe it's better this way. No one's suffering anymore.
What are you doing?
Why the fuck is my voice in that thing?
You tell me.
Why did you hide that from me? Why did you hide that from me?
Why do you have a gun?
Although neither of them fully understands it, the time machine is about to activate. If they miss this chance, they'll be trapped in this future forever. Without hesitation, they rush back to the warehouse. Only 10 minutes remain before activation. At that moment, the projection completes its self-repair. As Ethan's father appears again, the truth is finally revealed. The time machine was built by his father. He intended to use it to save humanity from the oxygen crisis, but he clashed with the company's CEO. She wanted to take a select group of elites into the future to rebuild civilization there. She had no interest in saving the people of their time. During their argument, she shot Ethan's father without hesitation. However, she didn't expect that he had already set the machine's activation key to respond only to Ethan's DNA, so she sent Jack to monitor Ethan and ensure the machine could be activated. Faced with Ethan's questioning, Jack looks helpless. His family is being held by the CEO. With no other choice, he raises his gun and prepares to kill Ethan. But just as he's about to pull the trigger, he hesitates. He realizes that even if he follows orders, his family still won't survive. Letting Ethan live might be the only hope for saving both his family and humanity. After coming to this realization, Jack decisively turns the gun on himself and pulls the trigger. At this moment, only 1 minute remains before activation. The CEO and her team are already prepared to travel. She eagerly anticipates entering the future to rebuild a new world. But suddenly, the time machine emits a blinding light. In the next moment, countless plants begin emerging from the portal. Ethan then uses the machine to send a message back to his father at the moment the portal was first built. After that, he destroys the laboratory. Once everything is done, Ethan slowly walks outside the warehouse. Sure enough, the skeleton that was there before has disappeared. This means history has been successfully rewritten. But what has humanity's fate become now? With a mix of hope and anxiety, Ethan runs out toward the forest. To his amazement, the once ruined city has transformed into a thriving, vibrant place. It's even more suitable for human life than before the oxygen crisis.